Welcome back to the Crypto Clown World channel. I am your host with the honks, Jason Bruce. Let's get honking on in for this Tuesday morning, 5th of December 2023. And we've just opened up here with the 12-hour open probably about an hour and a half ago, and I'm looking at the 15-minute candles right now for BTC, and the picture's a little choppy right now, but we're gonna try to work through it here. So what I'm seeing is a number of potential supply zones here to the downside, but price action is currently in this sort of upwards trending cylinder. Now, that cylinder, folks, may just amount to sideways consolidation. We'll see here. Let me get the headphones on here. All right, so it's quite possible that Bitcoin comes back down short term to around this level, around like 41,690-ish, retest the 21 MA on the 15-minute, and form this little possible head and shoulders pattern that's kind of forming in this area here. And that has been the result after this swing up came down to the bottom of the pattern. Price action came back up to this area right around the golden pocket, okay, and it's retracing right now and trying to find support. So the idea is that the price action stays in this channel and above this point of control, will remain bullish this morning. If we lose this area here around 41.5 to 41.3 area, this final volume node is like right around 41,279. You're gonna gap down here to around 40.7, 40.1, 39.6, or even a little bit lower. Now, not saying that has to happen this morning. I'm just outlining those levels. I will say that right now we are seeing some hidden bullish divergence here, but it looks like we're coming up and hitting resistance in the short term. We'll see if that continues to play out to the upside, what the probability might be. Let's swing out a little bit on the hourly candles. We'll clean up these fibs here a little bit so that we can get a little cleaner look at price action. And on the hourly, we're still seeing this nice hidden bullish divergence, so that's going to give us a better chance to dig out, with stochastics giving us a nice confirmation here, swinging into a bullish position on this 1 hour time frame. So that's looking good for BTC, just retesting the 21 MA there as support. And let's see if it continues to dig out this morning, like I said, in this kind of an odd cylindrical pattern. Been seeing a few of those, a few different other coins, but on a little larger time frame. So interesting to see BTC kind of playing out that little fractal there. And definitely looks like we're confirming a breakout on the RSI here, so that looks nice. And if that's the case, I would expect the next major target zones to be around 42,979, just short of 43,000, and then up around $44.5 thousand. If you take a look here at this measured move, and if you take it from the bottom of the pattern, maybe you end up just around like 44. So we'll look at that as a supply zone as well. If we take it to like the breakout level at the 21 MA, then you're looking at like 44.5. So there's a few different ways to measure those types of breakouts there. So let's move over to futures real quick. Bitcoin's in this kind of an ascending triangle formation right now, and provided that it finds support, the 21 MA and point of control here, again, that breakout could extend up to 44,000, close to 45,000 area on futures. And if we get a little more aggressive with the measured move, maybe even north of 46,000, and Shout out to Eric Crown for giving me a shout out on his live stream earlier today. Just for being consistent about the emojis that I use, folks. It's always the green hearts, the clown face, and the world emojis, because it's crypto clown world, right? So if you're taking your measured move down here from around the CME gap to this area, take you up around $46,000, which is the target that Crown was seeing. He doesn't do this type of TA. His is more probability and divergence based. Really interesting what he does. Check out his channel, Eric Crown with a K. We do have this CME gap down here, and that's around 39.4K for CME futures. And there is a volume node just below that at the 786 fib at around 38.9. So if we see a harsh rejection here of this pattern, possibly those targets come into play. As long as we're above the 21 MA and that point of control locally here, if it'll give it back to me. And that's around 42,220 for futures. Let's flip over to Ethereum. Ethereum is holding above 2,200, and I am holding my Ethereum long in a nice profit. 15-minute stochastics are looking a little sketch, but we are seeing this nice hidden bullish divergence where this swing down in price action much higher on the RSI, this higher swing in price action much lower on the RSI. In fact, dipping down below this oversold level, which I like to see those resets on the RSI, and we're consolidating around the 50 level. The only area of concern being this stochastics, which is trying to point back down, but there is support that I'm seeing here at the 21 MA. So after a nice retrace to the 706 Fibonacci for Ethereum locally on the 15-minute, the price action is sitting just below this point of control, which is right here around 22,229. If we see Ethereum break out of that area, we'll see much higher price targets come in for Ethereum. And I did discuss those price targets yesterday in the news update, and we could extend up to around $2,345 before deciding, a more decisive trend there. I'm going to cover some more altcoins this morning. I haven't been doing a lot of that on the news updates, but they're just getting so hot. I'm going to jump into these because I'm just absolutely killing the altcoins right now. I closed out a nice long on KDA that I had been holding open. Let me just kind of show you guys what was going on with KDA real quick and why I closed out my long. You guys can, learn from this as you will, but this long came up here and flashed this hidden bullish divergence, okay, where you see the price much higher but swinging down slightly on the RSI, okay, and you're extremely overbought here as well. Also saw three waves up, 1, 2, 3 with this extended fifth wave, and decided it was time to take some profits. So we did jump out in that zone, and looking pretty good there. We'll see if this consolidates, retests, and potentially we can look to re-enter. But what I did with the profits from this partially is double down on my Matic position here, which is looking great on the 1 hour with this Adam and Eve double bottom breakout and confirmation above point of control on the 200 weekly moving average. Next target is sitting around 84, close to 85 cents. There's another smaller volume node around here, around like just above 86 cents. Okay, so I'm looking for that area of confluence for Matic. If the price moves up above that, it's going to gap up to around 90 cents. And there is this falling wedge, and I'll move out to the 4-hour territory here, where we can see that this falling wedge is looking pretty nice. And you got a target up around 95 cents for that, and potentially even as high as $1.05 or $1.12. And I think I might even have had a couple higher targets, $1.18, $1.29, $1.33. And I'm going to show you Matic is quite likely to go much higher in the interim based on what I'm seeing here, because I covered this in my Adam and Eve fractal video. If you haven't checked that out, if you're not aware of what an Adam and Eve double bottom is, please check that video out. It'll give you a little more education. But we are seeing a fractal form here. Those fractals are where you see the same patterns playing out on smaller time frames, and then as you zoom out, you'll see them play out on larger time frames. So we're out here on the 4-hour now. We're seeing this fractal play out, where we're trying to get the larger breakout on this one here. So that's where we're going to see these higher price targets. And then as we zoom out even further, I'm going to take us out to like the 3-day candles here so we can get a better perspective on this. This is the macro for Matic. I think it looks fantastic because we do have this Adam and Eve double bottom. It's consolidating in this triangle, and the triangle has aggressive measured moves, much higher targets that could take us to places that I think a lot of people couldn't even conceive of, but it is actually potentially possible based on fractal magic that we're seeing here. And as we go back in time for Matic, what initiated the last rally going into 2021, real nice Adam and Eve double bottom that was sitting in what? A triangle consolidation. So that, folks, is the reason why I doubled down on that trade. And that, folks, is the reason why I hope this trade will make me a nice profit. Right now, the 3-day stochastics aren't really telling me that this was the best decision. But as I zoom into those smaller time frames, once again, we are trying to gain traction on this 4-hour with the stochastics oversold. RSI is definitely consolidating around that 50 level, which is super important. And then if we go in here, this swing and price action actually does have some hidden bullish divergence to it. So I'm counting on that for Matic as we get into these smaller time frames. Actually, it was bullish divergence, just regular bullish divergence, not hidden bullish divergence. And with these low stochastics on the hourly, this is the first step to making those larger moves. So I think that's just looking fantastic. A few other coins that I moved some profit into. One was Grok. I used Grok a couple weeks ago to build larger bags of coins when it made this run up out of an Adam and Eve double bottom, excuse me. It's made a nice consolidation since then. Came down to the 786 Fibonacci, just below, created a nice bullish divergence here on the 4-hour, which is what made me put a little bit more of my profits from KDA back into that trade. And I'm looking for a move up to potentially close to 8 cents for Grok. So that's one that I'm holding. There's other coins that are breaking out right now. Pepe's making a large move, and I've been holding a bag of Pepe. I did just detail this move here for Pepe in my Discord and in the lounge for the CR Rhinos. Shout out to CR Rhinos. Much love to you guys. Pirate J, Chris Lundy, and the rest of the crew. Xavier, all of you guys have been fantastic hanging out in the lounge the last couple weeks. So this is playing out for Pepe right now. Could see a more aggressive move here as this continues to consolidate, or we may see this action come back down, retest, and then finally potentially fulfill this target. So I am holding Pepe as one of my meme slash Dookie coins. And I did buy that bag of Pepe with profits from Grok the last time around. So just banging out these crap coins and hoping that they'll go further for me. A few more that I'm holding right now this morning. This actually has some fundamentals behind it. Shido or Shido, I'm not 100% sure how to say it. This is a layer 1 high speed proof of work DAG, sort of similar to Caspa, and its fundamentals, and price action looks potentially similar as well on this 1 hour. Got this nice scoop on the stochastics, and if we take a look here, I'm sure we can find it. Got a nice hidden bullish divergence flashing there. It may even be as strong as being over here. You look at that. Yep. So there's still some hidden there. So, you know, that's going back to this area where this swing in the price action, much lower than this swing. But you can see here higher on the RSI, and stochastics is telling us that corresponds to a potential breakout. And it's probably this here because that's going to look more like a flag, right? Lovely. So this coin could be a banger. There's larger targets in play as we see this thing on a breakout and retest of a larger pattern. And the daily looks great for this coin, as we could see it potentially move up to just over half of a penny in valuation, which from here will be over 200% gains. So looking good for Shido, or Shido, however you want to say it. Another POW DAG, this one more in the D5 vein, is Nexa. I just added a little bit to this bag. This one may retrace further, so if it does come back down to this 786 fib, you can load up on this puppy at around 7,100. I am, however, adding to my bags already on this, and if it gaps down, so be it. I'll buy some more. But we are very oversold on the daily stochastics, and they are kind of dipping down here, and that is creating hidden bullish divergence. So the idea would be that we could get into some smaller time frames to see where that might potentially be playing out. And if this just capitulates like a little bit further down, even to like the 0.5 fib, you could probably call that a falling wedge, and then maybe to break out of that. You know, for right now, technically this looks like it's probably breaking down, so we'll keep an eye on Nexa. So those are some altcoins that I'm holding and messing around with, among a bunch of others. I am holding MEXC token. I am holding VRA Veracity. There's a few others as well. So I think with that, I'm going to jump on out of here and leave it on this. You guys can do your own research on this. As always, keep in mind, none of this stuff should be considered financial advice. Do your own due diligence and research, folks, before jumping into any coin project or trade. Don't just do it because I'm doing it. On your way out, if you appreciate any of this information, if you haven't already, please honk the like button. Get subscribed to my channel if you're not. Make sure that you are also selecting the bell icon for notifications so that we bring you this content in a timely manner going forward. I am Jason Bruce. This is Crypto Clown World. Love you all out there. Thank you so much for joining me as always, and have yourselves a fantastic and blessed day. I'll be talking to you soon. Take care, folks.